amendment to the agenda? Okay, we have privilege of the floor on any of the items on the agenda. Okay. Lou, let's start down with you on your reports.
Well, thank you so much.
Great opportunity.
I don't have too much tonight, but is this on? Yeah, it is.
Yep.
In the highway department, just a quick note on that. We just the other day got the information from the state, and the state is awarding us $113,000 in CHIP money. That's people that don't know what that is. That's money to buy blacktop and macadam to do roads. Last year we received $137,000, so it was a shortfall of $24,000. Basically, $24,000 equates to 375 tons less of blacktop. So, there's some provisions. I think I didn't really see the information on that. I think Bill did something about a quarterly thing.
We don't get, well, last year, or prior years, we got one check. Now we're going to get checks at different times.
And the state gets the money.
And probably the state gets the money. And by the way, the communication I got from our legislator said we were going to get more money this year than last year, but when I read the numbers, it was significantly less.
So, as far as highways concerned, as you know, cleanup is done, and they're basically working on the subdivision, catch basins and so forth, until they start doing blacktop. I had a senior commission meeting today, and there's nothing, everything's going fine with the senior center. Rentals are going good, and people are enjoying the programs. And there's nothing to report on all of us. So, short report this time.
Good. Thank you. Ken?
Monday probably shorter than most. Nothing new on order in the sewer department. No breaks, no major breakdowns, so that was good. This one too, I did go out to the fundraiser, what we mentioned last meeting, for the young lady who was sick here at Canton. I have to say, George my house in Warwick, but I have feedback that 400 to 500 people showed up, so I think it was great that the community rallied out into support of the family. I was very proud of that. And just to remind us, as I was coming by, I saw a bunch of young students lining up for graduation over here at church. So just want to congratulate all the young students, high school, grade school guys moving on to their next endeavor. So congratulations.
George?
Okay, the JRC report is as follows. I'm sure most people have seen these flyers that are around. They've been around for a while now, notifying all of the different activities that are available for our youth during the course of the summer. It's quite varied, and prices are, I guess, somewhat reasonable. They do vary depending on whether or not you pay taxes to the village or the town, or if you live in Hamptonburg, you get the opportunity to pay a little bit more. The biggest news, well, going back to the camps, we have 75 people now registered for the first week, which begins on Monday, the 28th. Normally, the first week normally is a little bit down. Usually we have somewhere between 95 and 115 students in the day camp. The numbers for the U.S. Sports Camp, that's we use in conjunction with the JRC, are also down. The biggest news, though, is that we did receive that extension for the bathrooms, and I see that that's an agenda item under old business number 1 tonight, so I guess we'll be discussing that further. And basically, that's what I have.
Thank you, George. Bill?
We have a couple of situations. You know, I reported that the contract negotiations, I think we've got some relatively good offers on the table. Now it's a matter of formalizing it, seeing if that we and the police PBA will agree with it and making it a formal agreement. So that's all that will be said, but at least we hope we're coming to some conclusion, and I think we've avoided going to arbitration at this point. But you never know if it's not ratified. We were awarded a grant and purchased, or were able to get, I'm not sure if we got the equipment, the grant for the equipment for some speed monitoring equipment. And we do have it now, and it's being used. And this is one of those It's trailer mounted, and when you drive down the road, it tells you what your speed is, what the speed limit is. And what we're going to do, or what the police are going to do, is place it at strategic locations where if they're going excessive speeds, and it could be dangerous to the community, they'll set these speed monitoring devices up so they can see what's going on, who's doing what. In addition to that, I hope the rest of the residents that are located in areas where there are situations will get involved and call the police, because they have already, some of them, and said, listen, we've got an unusual situation, a lot of speeders coming around this turn, it's dangerous, and the police have brought this equipment out there. Not only is it deterrent, but to issue summonses and so on, if it's abused, if the speed limits are abused. So, and this was a grant, so it didn't cost us anything, but I think it'll be a great addition to the police department. Lastly, we had Officer William Davis retired, and he effective June 23rd. And I went down there and gave him a certificate of appreciation, and most of the police force were there, those that weren't out on patrol. They came in, and it was very short, not a ceremony or anything, but it was we weren't sure when it was going to take place. It was like, I will call you when he comes in. He did not want any fanfare, he did not want to go on a away party, a retirement, whatever, he just wanted to kind of fade into the sunset, but they wouldn't allow that. So he called me, I came down with the certificate, and more importantly, on Monday, his daughter went into labor, so we had a new grandchild. So it was a nice, auspicious occasion.
You know what he's going to do when he's retired?
Absolutely, and we talked about that. Well, you know, he's had 29 years in police enforcement. He was deputy chief of Walk Hill at one time, or acting chief, and I mean, Jerry, if you're going to write anything, maybe you'll call Dennis Marsh and get the specifics of what he's done, if you don't mind. But, you know, he's been in law enforcement a long time. He was a very good police officer, so we were sorry to see him go. So I would hope that you would write a letter and thank him, if you don't mind. Good. And that's about it for me.
Good. One question.
Yeah?
I don't know if you know, maybe someone else knows. Those speed signs, you're going, speed limit 35, that's the machine you're speaking of.
Yes.
Does that record
Yes.
speeders? So the police, when they come and say, well, it's nice for me, they're all doing 60 when I'm supposed to do 30, but does the police have a record, so they say, that's the area we have to
It does.
focus on?
It records it, now, and I asked them, because they're now doing it on a trial basis, they're taking the speed before, after. I said, is this machine calibrated? You know, do you have to do that manually? And he said, no, it comes calibrated already. We just bump the speed limit in there, but the speed itself, the machine is calibrated. So we'll see, but I mean, if there are hazardous areas or very dangerous areas,
that was the purpose of the machine.
You know, that's it. They'll bring the trailer up there, and, you know, at least the people will know what the speed limit is and what they are doing, and you know, if it persists, then they'll start writing summonses. Yeah.
Good.
Okay?
Thank you, Phil.
Yeah.
The couple of items. One is, on Monday, Chronicle wasn't here, and I don't know if the Indy was here to report it or not, but I talked about court revenue. And in fact, the court revenue year-to-date is down, completing 5 months. When we look at what the cause is, the state of New York is keeping a large portion of the fines. Last year they were 51%, this year they're 55% year-to-date. That doesn't surprise me. They need the money too. The other thing is there are fewer tickets being given, and it's off by about 800, I think was the number. And our people are giving, our police department's giving the same number they gave before. It appears to be in state plates, and I guess it must be just fewer state plates. But anyway, it's off a little bit. But as we get into the budget season, it's going to be very important. because it's off $90,000 this year versus, we annualize it, it'll be off $90,000 this year versus what it was in 2000.